Okay, you guys were asking about some memes. I normally don't like charting these too much. My meme of choice is obviously SPX 6900. That way I don't have to like rack my brain with this stuff. But because the meme coins are too like unpredictable. But let's see what we can do. So normally you come to a chart of a meme coin. Here we go. Classic. Mega explosion. I don't know what to do with this. Is it recovering? Is it dying? We don't know. Will it happen again? We don't know. Let's see if we can just at least use some charting skills to get a better sense of what's going on. So, first thing with the memes, especially, we got to come down here. We got to switch to the logarithmic scale. You're just going to get more accurate detail on what's really going on. And then with any meme, this was the move. That was the big move. That was the real deal. Hoped you wanted to get in somewhere in here. If you happen to know about it, by the time you come under this line, it's game over, man. You needed to get whatever you were gonna get. Has to be done in here. By the time it drops out of here, this is like game over. This was the easy mode, the lucky easy mode, and this is you're now gonna go into hard mode. But anyways, that's the first. That's the first theoretical sell point. On this particular chart, I do see a shoulder, a head, and another shoulder, which was part of that topping pattern. And when you're dealing with the head and shoulder, you got to identify where the neckline is. The neckline is the area where your the first bounce is going to happen and the second bounce is going to happen. Instead of drawing a line, I tend to try to find just like a generic area. And the way I do that is I go to the left shoulder. I go I find the wick, but I also find the fat part of the bottom of the candle bodies. So I'll put the top of the neck area there. I'll put the bottom of the neck area there. Now on this one, and normally it works pretty well. This one actually came under, which is I mean, it's sometimes happens. It's easier when the head and shoulders pattern is straight. It can be at an angle. I don't really like the ones at an angle. Once they start getting at too much an angle, it gets a little too crazy to be able to use it to like predict anything. But anyways, okay, so that was your first sell point. Your second sell point was here, right? Because in theory, it could have bounced here, could have recovered. This could have been like way up here, turning right. We don't know. But by the time it came back down through the neckline again, that's your second sell point. So hopefully you got in early here. You got whatever profits you needed. You sold here, and then if you didn't, you got to get out by here because you don't know what's going to happen after this. This thing could just go to total ash. Now, what we did see is it did recover. Actually, it did try to recover and come back up. And where did it get rejected? Oh, look at that. So, look at that. Wait, I gotta get at. Come on. There we go. Look at that. Oh, got rejected from the underside of the same neckline. That happens. Very frequent. Very frequent. So be on the lookout for that. Sometimes they'll pop up just a bit, but they won't come up as high as this shoulder, and then they just drop back down. But this one didn't even make it. This one just got rejected from the underside of the neckline. So once that happens, you got to be like, it was already kind of over here. Then it got rejected here. Now it's even double over. I'm amazed that it just didn't just nuke. So it's actually consolidating sideways. So that's a higher low. That's a higher low. These are kind of higher lows. You know, we'll see. It could happen. You could get, you could get, um, you could get consolidation and some kind of recovery. We're gonna do a diagonal line. These are very untrustworthy. especially since it's not part of like the initial parabolic blast. So this is like low confidence, but it is there. And I see another one. I see another trend line like that. So really getting jammed up in here is going to do something. It's going to either come out the top side and probably shoot up, or it's going to get pushed down. Because if it can never get above this trend line, right, then inevitably gets pushed down. When it gets pushed down under here, everyone just totally gives up and lose faith. It would at least drop to this line down here. That's like a 50% drop. So I would say that at the bare minimum, if it fails, it's going to fail there. Bare minimum. This is my theory. I have no evidence. And then if instead it consolidates, breaks up, and is positive and shoots up, well, it should at least be able to get up to here. Not to the top of the wick, but wherever this fat handlebar ends, it should, in theory, be able to get up to there. It's probably about there. Something like that. Okay. Now, if it gets above that and gets above these highs, boom, then you're off to the races. Then it's going to really take off. But that's just how I see it. It's either going to get pushed down and immediately drop down to here, and then it'll try to see whether it's going to go even lower, or it consolidates, breaks out through here, pushes up to here. If it can get above this like, what is this, 0010 price level, boom, it could take off. That's what I see for a house. Let's take a look at another one. Blob. I have no idea what any of these things are. So, you know, I can't tell you, oh, this one's good, this one's got a good team. I mean, they all have good teams. Oh, what? Okay. Again, here's the initial move. I want to make sure we're in logarithmic. What this look? This would look like this if we were in regular. But let's go to logarithmic. All right. So we got that. This is a little different. This is not the normal pattern that I'm used to. There's your move. This was clearly something blocking the price from going up higher. Once it got pushed under this, once it got pushed under here, people just gave up. Now it's in this, it's almost like a channel. It's like a slow, steady downslope. Let's see. Anytime you're suspicious that it might be a channel, just copy and paste and see if you get like, it matches pretty good. All right. Well, I would say this is pretty make or break then, because it cannot be allowed to go below this line. If it goes below this, starts coming into here, it'll die. If it can get back up to here and get above it, then it can be good. What was I trying to do here? At this point, yeah, it's got to get way up. It's got to get above here to then go up. Where would it go up? I don't know. It might come up to here, somewhere in this zone. If it goes below this, yeah, I don't know if it just keeps going like this, down, down, down. But if it comes below this yellow line, it's done. I see there was price action over here. Let's see if there's a cushion of support under us. Let's go to indicators, and then we scroll down to volume profile visible range. This is going to show us where a lot of buyers were at, where there might be like some support. This doesn't look so great. See this big giant bulge of buys? Like if we had a giant bulge of yellow buys down here, well then I'd be like, all right, it's a great chance that it's going to, there's an even better chance that it'll bump up. Look, it's starting to bump up. It might bump up just because it's bouncing on that support. But if there's a giant bulge of yellow, then I'd be like, there's even a higher probability that it's going to bump up. But I see that all the yellows appear. This means this is just as likely to reject. So even if, let's say we get lucky and it does break out, say the price goes all the way up here and breaks out, well, it could get, once it hits the underside of this thing, it could be only going for, it could be going from 15 to like 22 maybe, you know. It has to get, it has to get all the way up to here. If it can go higher than 33, then it's really going to fly and take off. That's, but it would have to, it have to get from, have to get from 9 to 15, break out. If it breaks out, it probably just goes to 22. That's if it breaks out. Otherwise, it's got to get all the way to 34 and then keep going. If it can get above 34, then it takes off. But if it ever comes down here, it's done. Done, done, done. I also don't like, it's like nice and repetitive. And I don't know, man. This one, boop, boop. It just seems a little depressing. Um, I wouldn't want to see that. I wouldn't want to see that. I wouldn't want to see like a new downslope trend, a faster deceleration of price within this trend, because then you're just making it more likely that it just falls out the bottom of this thing. You know, at some point it's got to get above this. If it can't get above that, then price mega nukes. If it can't get above this dotted little yellow line and then falls below that thick yellow slope line, boom, it's gonna nuke. So that's blob. Again, I don't know anything about this. This could be the greatest crypto of all time. I don't know anything about it. This is all I can deduce. It's all I can deduce from what I'm looking at in the chart. Let's take a look at another one. Let's see, where am I going? I'm an idiot here. Not good at multitasking, guys. Not my forte. Pika, let's see. Okay. This is, you know, this is like classic meme coin shenanigans where, like, look at this thing, look at this. It's just like bouncing around, and then, oh, you had 15 minutes where you could make, what is that? What is this? 15 minutes where you could, somebody made like 10x in 15 minutes. Kudos to them, whoever that was. And then, oh, but if you're 15 minutes too late, you know, nukes comes down 50%. It's probably like one sell. It's probably like one sell and just drop the whole freaking thing. Anyways, so one person got lucky. Okay, that's the main. That's the main trend. Just from here, arriving here and now, that's the main trend that we see. Let's double check where we are on logarithmic scale. So, you know, whatever it was you were trying, you thought maybe it was going to do something. Once it goes below here, no, that's the sell. That's sell point. If you like aren't confident or you're too slow and you didn't get out, where's the second sell point? Well, the second sell point is going to be, you have to, once it drops through here, you look back and you see, is there like a series, a level where the price bounced off from? Well, yeah, I can see it here and here. That's like that's definitely a horizontal area where price bounced twice. I'm surprised. Normally you might get like another bounce, but anyways, that was your sell point here. If you didn't get out there, definitely sell point here. Definitely sell point here. And then look, it tries to make a recovery. Can it? Nope. Rejected. Didn't House did that? See, that's the same thing that happened on House on that neckline. We drew that neckline. It came across. It fell. It tried to come back up. Boom. Got rejected. Shot back down. At this point, the best thing you could hope to see. This is pure speculation because this is pure speculation. Okay. The best thing you could hope to see would be it's come down like this. It starts to come up. You want to see it try to get through again. It probably wouldn't get through. Probably wouldn't get through. Probably get rejected again. But a good sign would be if you see it comes up, gets rejected, and this shoulder is smaller than this one. Like it doesn't come down as much. It's not as wide. That's a good chance. That's cluing you in. There's a chance that it can break up. This almost looks like it's failing already. I mean, because failure would look like this. Here's what failure would look like. Failure. Failure would look like this, where like instead of coming up, it kind of comes up a bit and then like poof, just falls out the side. It's already falling out the side. It's already falling out the side. The best thing you can hope for is that it forms a. You're hoping that it forms a double bottom. Droop and droop. It doesn't even feel like a strong double bottom possibility because this wick seems very weak. I would have liked to have seen the body go all the way back up there. We just got a tiny little wick there, and this wick is lower than that one, so we don't even have the most confident like double bottom we could have. But if price can get above this, what is that? Looks like about like 0.00009. If we can get above that, then it probably would come back to the yellow. Then you have to wait and see whether it breaks through. If it does break through, if it does break through, we can make an educated guess as to where it might go. You draw a line from the neckline. You draw the other end of the line to the top of the head. This is an inverse head and shoulders, so we're doing things upside down. And then you just add it to the neckline, and you have a target now, about there, which is possible. I mean, that's definitely realistic. Look, the wick goes to about there of that previous one, and we already commented that oftentimes in a fake pump it doesn't go to the wick. It kind of like maybe goes to like the candle body. Sometimes it only goes up about 2/3 of the way. So I don't know. Can't do the math here, but it might be in this range. But in any case, it's trying, but it's only going to kick in. This recovery can only kick in if price could get here. Price has to get here. If price gets past here, there's a chance it goes above the yellow. If you see the price and it starts petering out again, lower than this, oh, forget it. That's even weak. You're just shouting on a megaphone, "I'm weak." If you start seeing the price come up and then down, oh, forget it. Mega weak if that happens. Let's take a look at another one. We already saw that one, I think. Did we do them all? I think that was it. I feel like I'm missing something. Well, that's good for now. All right. Talk to you guys later.